Inside Tennis with the Koz is brought to you by BMW of Sarasota. Drive your dream at BMW of Sarasota.
Hi, tennis fans. The Koz here with you again for another exciting half hour inside the world of tennis. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Drive the ultimate accessory, like a new 320i for just $359 per month. At BMW of Sarasota, experience the ultimate difference.
Hi, tennis fans. Welcome to another episode of Inside Tennis with the Koz. Happy 84th birthday to Nick Bollettieri. Watch for our birthday salute on our next episode. Kudos to Play Sarasota magazine on a terrific inaugural publication. Congratulations to Mary and Marianne Rump, winners of the National Mother and Daughter Championships, and also Bob and Ben Zuppe for a very strong showing at the National Father and Son Championships. I will be covering the U.S. Open for 2 weeks. Stop by to see me at the Media Center. We've got another great show for you today as we meet with the Celsius Tennis Academy coaching staff, and then get to know longtime tennis professional and promoter Bill Rump. Meet our co-producer, the multi-talented Victor Young. Visit Martha's Vineyard with Tampa Bay's Scott Smith and Nick Bollettieri. And then finish up with a great coaching tip from Nick Bollettieri. So let's get it started with Celsius Tennis Academy.
The objective is to get these kids into a good college. You know, if they get a scholarship, wonderful. But send them off to school, get a good education, and hopefully, you know, they become good people. And, you know, tennis is just a great sport for kids just to, for one thing, to stay out of trouble, to be doing something that's productive. I think that just the competition and being out there on your own gives you such an advantage in life after tennis.
I really like the variety of coaching here. It's very good. You have Kerry over there, and he's got a good variety. He hits, like, he works on footwork, he works on strokes, really perfected my strokes since I was a kid. Like, by the time I was 11, my strokes were pretty good. My strokes started off terrible. And then there's Scott over here, and he's works on strategic play, like how to open up the court, how to finish points in net, stuff like that to make your opponent feel uncomfortable. So it's a good blend.
I really enjoy just the competitive atmosphere, and that the people here are really serious about improving and wanting to be your best, and they don't really mess around, and, you know, it's so competitive here. I really enjoy it here.
I just like playing with all my friends, and I get better every single day.
The coaches are great because they have good instruction, and I actually had like a lot of problems with my forehand and backhand. In like a couple of weeks, it got like a lot better.
These kids play with a smile on their face. What's the secret to getting these kids happy and keeping them happy?
For some kids, I think they're born with it, but I also think that you can help train it and develop it. And I think it's just being on the court with them in match settings and being there and maybe interrupting their thought pattern. If they get into a negative thought, just repeatedly maybe interrupting that negative thought and say, okay, so what kind of a thought was that? Is that going to help you? Is that going to hurt you? And how can we change that? You know, what's a better way? So you made a mistake. What's a better way to handle that? And you have to really, I think, in my opinion, try to develop that and work with them on almost a daily basis.
Now, I grew up on these courts. I've seen these courts change. I've been a part of this for many, many years, and it's great to come back here with the kids and be able to work with them on a daily basis.
I want them to have fun out here and enjoy it, and and have good manners and want to play. If they're not having fun, to me, you're not going to be a good tennis player, especially at 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, those are the years where I love it right now. I teach. We get off the court at noon, go up for lunch, and they are racing to come back to the courts at 1 o'clock in 100-degree heat. And I love that they are so enthusiastic about playing. So, good discipline, good work ethics, and have fun.
2011 USTA Florida Competitive Coach of the Year. You were an integral part of the Nick Bollettieri Tennis Academy. Nick talks about you every time we go out to dinner. How are things going down there in Sarasota with Carrie? What did he do to influence your coaching career? What are you doing that you had picked up from Nick?
Well, Nick, he started all this. I mean, he was doing it, he and Harry Hopman before anyone else. And I owe him everything because of his idea to do this. And now, we're trying to implement a lot of the things he does. I have some of the former coaches from there working for me right now. And, it's just, if I'm 85 and I'm still doing this, I'll be the happiest guy in the world. I respect Nick so much for that. So.
Well, this tennis background is very extensive in the industry. Player, promoter, advertiser, coach, and tournament director of some international events. Started out with Bollettieri, went to the International Hall of Fame, throw a little Oklahoma in there, Bill, and all of a sudden we're talking to you about decades ago. USLTA. I know what the L stands for. You know what the L stands for. United States Lawn Tennis Association. Your family is the National Family of the Year. What was it like growing up in that tennis family?
We were a typical family, I think. We weren't. It's not like tennis families today, that's for sure. We played tennis at the local public park, and
this was in Iowa.
This was in Des Moines, Iowa, and my dad, the neighbor worked at Drake University, and he got my dad encouraged in playing. And my dad found an old racket. My brother and I decided we'd give it a go one day.
Let's talk about Iowa. Right after school, you played for Dick Gould at Stanford. Beautiful facility, beautiful program, beautiful man.
Yep.
What impact did Coach Gould have on you?
The guy just impressed me that he wanted to build a team. He had just come on, he was new, and he wanted to build a team, and we both know what he did. I mean, nobody will ever repeat it.
You coached 100 state champions, Bill?
Probably about 100 in Iowa, but probably 1,000 in Oklahoma when I finally got there. During the summers, my brother and I had come back from Iowa, and we worked with some of our friends who we'd grown up playing tennis with, and developed a lot of good players. One of them you know very well, Roger Knapp.
Absolutely. He came back to Sarasota.
Yep, he came back to Sarasota. He played pro tennis and ended up being the director of tennis at Drake University and the coach.
Good man, Roger.
He was a great guy.
Oklahoma, you were Mr. Tennis in Oklahoma. 3 clubs, biggest program in the state. And what impressed me, once you have Oklahoma in your blood, you can't get out of it. You can take a man out of Oklahoma, but you can't take Oklahoma out of the man. I had never heard of this. A reunion for your high school players, your tournament players? Big deal.
I was lucky. There were some great pros in Oklahoma City, but nobody really wanted to teach kids, and that's all I wanted to do. So we started off small, and in the end we developed 85 sectional champions and about 35 kids who won the nationals out of Oklahoma City. Kids were coming from all over the Missouri Valley to be in our program. So we built it up. It was fun. It was the most fun of my whole life. I was working 80-hour weeks, but that's okay.
You spent some good time here locally, Nick Bollettieri, and what a unique arrangement you had there. Very unique job description. What were you doing there?
Well,
I know you're writing books with him at one point.
I was writing some books with him. When the oil business went bad in Oklahoma City, everything went bad, and that includes the tennis business. It was all discretionary income. And Jim Lair, the sports psychologist, really invented mental toughness training in tennis. He and I were very good friends. Jim needed a business end to his business, and that's what I was involved in. So we cut a deal with Bob Kane and Mark McCormick outside the U.S. Open in a limo one afternoon.
Big hitters there.
Very big hitters. They had just bought the Nick Bollettieri Tennis Academy, gave us a pool of players to work with. So we came south and started a mental toughness training program at the Nick Bollettieri Tennis Academy, today IMG Academies.
Your career was not solo. Mary has been a major part of this team. What contribution has she made to the team?
Well,
great player, I know that.
Great player. She was one of my best players. I started working with Mary when she was 8. She's got 44 gold balls now, some of them in the juniors, a lot of them in adults. And she is a hard worker. She's kind of a clone of mine since we've been together for so long and so close. And we have a daughter who plays tennis. Marianne here in Florida. And in fact, that's why I came down here, was to give her more competition and show her what tennis really was. And that's Florida.
Drive the ultimate accessory, like a new 320i for just $359 per month. At BMW of Sarasota, experience the ultimate difference.
You will enjoy meeting this multi-talented cool guy, Victor Young. Victor Young, you are a multi-talented individual.
Thank you.
You're here at BMW of Sarasota's managing partner, Larry Morgan.
Absolutely.
You've got your own corporations, the Victor Young Productions, film, video, TV. You're a TV star, a radio personality. You've wrestled. You've been into a number of sports. Where do you enjoy expressing yourself best and most?
Wow, that is a big question.
Take that one, my friend.
Oh, wow. Well, you know, there's a lot of ways to express yourself. And I'm kind of a hybrid, because I'm an entrepreneur and I've got this business side that's methodical, and then I have this other creative side. I like to write, I like to produce. So some days it's producing and writing, and some days it's you know, creating a lateral support team or working with a management team and growing the automotive business. So I enjoy them both. I enjoy them both. Both different.
I can hear that, but I can hear a marriage, a blend between both of them.
Yeah.
And let's talk about how it got started. At age 10, start working for your dad.
Absolutely.
At age 13, you were an integral part of the company.
Most definitely.
How did that influence your entrepreneur days today? Let's go back to those early days.
Significantly. I learned from my father that it doesn't matter how young or how old you are. That was one of my first lessons. And so at the age of 13, I was really engaging in a small corporation, a small business. I was part of an entrepreneurship team, and from that, it just really showed me how to find the parallels in business. You know, the dynamics or the similarities between being a producer and being a dealer operator of a car industry. They both have these dynamics that parallel each other, and they're all relative in some sense.
Well, Victor, we heard how you got into an entrepreneur situation, a businessman, successful businessman, with your father, Fred.
Yes.
How did you get into film production?
Well, it actually started way back in 1988 in a small Fox affiliate in Tampa, Florida. I got my first job in master control and production. I was a switcher, I was a splicer editor. There was a guy who walked by and he heard me talking in this dark room.
You heard the voice?
And he heard the voice and he said, "Who's the kid with the pipes?" And so that's where it started. So I started doing a lot of voice work from there. And next thing you know, I left. I went to work for Sports Radio 910 and produced a morning show for Scott Brantley and Bob Yuko in the mornings. great show, had some fun, went to 101.5, was there for a while, had my own on-air show, and then I left and went to a kind of a pop urban station, WTMP, and had a morning drive show and also an evening drive show. So moved around a little bit, and in the meantime, I actually would do a lot of commercial work as well, and some
voiceover
acting. Both
type stuff?
Voice and physical acting.
On camera
On
stuff?
camera, yeah.
Beautiful.
I used to be a great looking guy years ago.
I think you are now. He's a healthy looking guy.
You know.
But then you had to mix in this stuff with wrestling and boxing and
absolutely.
judo.
Absolutely.
You had the moves?
You know, I still have a few. They're a little slower than they were 20 years ago, but you know, it's still great. You don't need the cameras that can do the slow motion thing when you watch me. You can just standard frame rate and it's great. But you know, it's
you know, I got that. That was good. That was good stuff.
Hey, all the film guys will get, all the DPs will get that joke. But anyway, you wrestled in high school, boxed growing up, was into Bushido, Shuri-Ryu, Jiu-Jitsu. I was kind of like the first version of, I was generation one of the MMA fighter today, and actually even spent some time later on with some WCW wrestling for a little while. So
now you're promoting tennis.
Yes.
What's the mix like between tennis and business, between tennis and BMWs?
Wow, tennis and BMWs go together hand in hand.
Same personalities, I guess.
There you go. There you go. You know, BMW owners are lifestyle driven, like players of tennis. They're competitors, and they appreciate the finer things of life, like a BMW. They appreciate that ultimate driving experience. So.
And the ultimate sport.
Absolutely.
Tennis for a lifetime.
Absolutely.
Now you're spending some time kicking around with us. You're helping us produce a show, Inside Tennis with the Koz. Big stuff happening soon. We have a BMW of Sarasota. Sarasota is going to have a service ace where
Absolutely.
These people sign up, they come in, see you, all of a sudden they are serving for a BMW. They get a chance to hit this ball at the service ace. If it goes in, wow.
It's
a
exciting.
BMW.
It's exciting.
How excited are you to be offering this to all our friends in Sarasota?
You know, sometimes we can get so covered up with functions and duties that sometimes work cannot be as fun as it should be. But combining tennis and BMWs to the workplace, and a free car and a competition, it's refreshing. It's exciting. But if he can make that shot, this is big news.
This is big news,
Yeah.
exciting news. But the news continues. BMW has a myriad of community outreaches.
Absolutely.
Talk about some of those.
Absolutely. We work with CPC, great organization here. We support an event that's coming up this December, Men Whiskey and Watches, and it's a great fundraiser for that organization. We also work with the Ringling College. As a matter of fact, we've got the 15th annual, their 15th annual golf tournament that we're sponsoring as well. That's at Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club that's around the corner. I mean, the list goes on. I could probably name another 25 organizations that we support on an annual basis, but we're extremely involved in the community. You know, it's you know, I was always taught it's a blessing to be a blessing. When you're successful in life, you give back. You know, because the people you pay it forward to today are the people that are going to give it back to you down the road when you need it. So we like to plant those seeds. We like to be involved, and it's our lifestyle here and a part of what we do at BMW Sarasota.
Always a pleasure to find some of your time, Victor Young. Follow this guy on Twitter at the Victor Young in Twitter.
Thank you.
Thank you. March 5, the 4th annual Tarpon Springs Dental Probe Tennis Classic at Plantation. March 12th, Bradenton Country Club Pure for the Kids Adult Doubles and Mixer with Jack Stein. March 12th, Longwood Championships for Juniors with Travis Eckert. March 19th, United Tennis Academy Junior Tournament with Jeff Russell. Also on March 19th, Englewood Tennis March Madness with Bob Zuppe. And on Saturday, March 19th, travel down to Fort Myers for Mark Beckler's 8th annual Madison's Match professional tennis event with former #1 doubles player in the world Lisa Raymond, Jimmy Arias, and Nick Bollettieri. March 19th, USPTA Riverstrand Fast 4 one-day event at Riverstrand Golf and Country Club with Nate Griffin. Miami Open fans, join Brenda Mertz for her March 28th, 29th bus tours to catch the exciting WTA and ATP action. and plan to attend the 2 Pro Circuit Sarasota events. March 28th, the Wild Lexus 50,000 Women's Pro Circuit at the Oaks Club with Tom Whitten. And April 11th, the 100,000 Sarasota Open at Lakewood Ranch with Tony Driscoll. This picturesque 100-square-mile island, located south of Cape Cod in Massachusetts, is known as the summer colony of the eastern seaboard. Martha's Vineyard, with its natural, pristine ocean environment, is home to one of the most esoteric gems of youth tennis in the country. The nonprofit Vineyard Youth Tennis Center has given thousands of kids an introduction to a lifetime sport, produced champions, and influenced the lives of today's and tomorrow's leaders. Scott Smith, Martha's Vineyard Island rocks. Vineyard Youth Tennis rocks. These kids love it out here. What are you most proud to be giving these kids? And it's all free.
It's a free program. We first of all, tennis instruction to the max. We do a lot of great instruction. Not only that, life skills too. So the kids are just learning more about sportsmanship, and we really stress those things. We teach a lot about the history of game, but really it's all about the tennis, and we're maxed out as far as attendance goes, and we love it here. It's a great program.
Your old-time mentor, longtime friend, Nick Bollettieri, comes to town. He's so proud of you. He's bubbling with excitement about what's going on here. What did Nick Bollettieri add to your coaching career?
Well, I think I learned how to work at Nick's. If I wasn't teaching tennis, I was pulling weeds, I was washing his car, I was cleaning his pool. So I think that's what made me the man I am today.
Scott has devoted his life to helping children. Not developing champions, but developing people that can make it in life. But the results in tennis have been awful good too. These boys and girls are earning scholarships. They're learning what life is about. And this is what Vineyard Tennis is all about, is preparing these kids to fight the devils, drugs, alcohol, and everything that exists. Not an easy world today. So if they can gain confidence by playing a sport, and this being tennis, they have a better chance to survive in life. The atmosphere here at Martha's Vineyard and here at Vineyard Youth Tennis is just phenomenal. I had to dress in white too, but the children here are also learning how to appreciate each other and be polite to each other.
Well, one of the things that we really focus on at the USTA in player development is coaching character first. So obviously we're charged with the development of world-class American players. But before we even get to that point where we're focusing on performance, we believe that you have to coach character first. And that's one of the things I love about the program here in the Vineyard, is that I can see that the way the players relate to the coaches and the accountability and the engagement, that they're really learning the values that are going to help them in every walk of life. They're learning integrity, discipline, just having character and sportsmanship, and those values are going to help them in everything that they choose to do after tennis.
Perfect. Martin was my student back in the old days, so here he comes to me and agrees to help out with the children, and he's very, very intelligent, very knowledgeable, and we're lucky to have him at the USTA.
Vineyard Youth Tennis is the hotbed of tennis. It's the social happening. It's the athletic gathering of all the kids. What's that mean to you?
I'll actually come into work when I don't have to work, because if you look around here, it's such a beautiful environment. The kids are extremely appreciative. The parents are appreciative. It's a win-win situation. So we enjoy the facility, all due to our benefactor, and there's nothing better. It's one of a kind.
All right. I think we on the island are spoiled rotten by this facility and by the coaches, and Scott does a great job of managing it. Michael and Nina and the crew.
Well, my daughter Lizzie started at age 6, and she has played through. She was on the high school tennis team last year and played third singles on the varsity team, and they won the state championship. So it has made a huge impact on her life.
We're undefeated. and won the state championships for the first time in school history. So the whole community gets behind the kids. There are fire trucks, police, ambulances, everybody there, practically fireworks going off. It's unbelievable.
Oh, it was really exciting. We obviously had a big help from Mike and Scott and everyone that teaches here, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without them. So it was really exciting being able to have that experience. I've made so many friends here, and I've been here since I was 3 years old, so I love it here.
It's great. The opportunity to keep the legend alive of Martha's Vineyard High School tennis is great. We're looking for a big bounce back year next year to bring another one, another one, another one.
We've had a lot of good years, so it definitely makes it more fun. And around the school, sure, like a lot of my friends know the success of the tennis team, so it's nice. It does make us kind of big guys on campus.
Socially, I'm able to see a lot of my friends. I can see them weekly. Tennis, keep up my game. Everything's on top. It's really a great place.
And the teachers are very, very good, Mike and Scott, and they are very good, nice towards us and teach us a lot of tennis.
You know, most importantly, the life lessons have been amazing. You know, working for everything that you get, sportsmanship, tenacity, mental toughness, dedication. You know, these are the things that I hope are going to stay with her for the rest of her life, no matter what she does.
My favorite part of Vineyard Youth is just the great community vibe and how everyone works together to get better. And we do a lot of doubles and lots of match play, which is great. And during the season, I train a lot and try and get my technique where it should be.
It's like a big family here at Vineyard Youth. Everybody's close. I mean, even when we go and play other clubs, you can tell that, you know, everybody's just acts like a big family, and it helps their tennis game. So, and then, you know, we just try and instruct them as best as possible, and just try and be mentors.
Drive the ultimate accessory, like a new 320i for just $359 per month. At BMW of Sarasota, experience the ultimate difference.
Tennis fans, great to have you with us on Inside Tennis with the Koz. Boy, we love our sponsors, and you will too. Stop in to see them. But until then, remember, in tennis scoring, love means nothing, but love of the game means everything. Keep alive your love of the game. Love you, tennis fans, and we'll see you right here on SNN every Saturday at 2:30.
Inside Tennis with the Koz has been brought to you by BMW of Sarasota. Experience the ultimate difference at BMW of Sarasota.